So, Loki has arrived, and I want to review it. So let's review it. So I think that we'll like this episode, and Tom Hiddleston was great. I love movies, and I love the inclusion that when I was surrounded, that like getting at the show episode 1, we were talking, the TVA exists like out of time, and now this episode has kind of like canonized that while also retaining some of that, because like straight up time, but that there was a past and future TVA and that it doesn't exist right out of time. So that was a really great inclusion. I really love that inclusion. Definitely that we open where last season left off, and we get Loki just running to the TVA, and then we have the time slipping thing, which is actually pretty interesting. It does give some context, and a lot of the time we don't see Loki and where he goes, so I'm guessing they're gonna flip around with that because it's a time travel series, Doctor Who stuff, and they're gonna show us exactly where Loki went later on in the season. So yeah, and I really did like General Dogs and X-5, especially since I have a theory that who General Dogs really is, that I'll put out there. But also we have the Co-Judges Council and the Women of Winslayer, which I guess they would be. It's very interesting also how Loki reveals about the whole Kang statue, which is like, you think Kang would be smart enough, or at least the He Who Remains version of Kang would be smart enough to like get rid of that, but I guess he was really egotistical or something. We didn't want to get rid of it, and we didn't want to one day reveal himself back to the TVA, or the King variant going to come to TVA and wreak havoc. That would be very interesting. I'd like to know where that would go, but I guess we'll see in the future. When we see Casey, this was a very good moment. It's really sad because we see how Casey is just this innocent bystander. And I forget the actor, but he's also in Star Trek Lower Decks. He's really good at that show. You love him as Samantha Rutherford. So go check that out. Now, the thing is, the title of this episode, or Doors, which is, I think everyone who was actually paying attention, which I kind of wasn't when I clicked on it, I was like, oh, it's the title of the episode. But the fact that it has a whole thing to do with time, temporal stuff, but this turns out to be the name of the character, OB. And I actually find it very interesting that King only write the people who work the TVAs, all of their memories, except for one, which is OB. And OB is actually pretty interesting. Like, he masters that child innocence, but also having, when the moment gets serious, or like being virus that was already like closed down the blast doors or whatever. So that was really good. And I watched it with my stepfather. I watched the episode with my stepfather, And he was just cracking up laughing at OB. Like, oh, your skin could be alive? Oh, and you can grow old really fast. And you would die. Like, just that innocence. Real funny. My stepfather found it hilarious. So yeah. Definitely. Just if you do not laugh at OB, I don't know who you are, but you're a little crazy. So definitely one of the highlights of the episode. And then it does seem that like maybe Casey is like an OB fanboy. And so yeah, there is that. And then we also have OB just having to be very serious, and it's so sad and it breaks my heart when OB says, Mobius, there's nothing you can do to save him. And I hope we see more of OB. Like, definitely do not want me at my OB. That'd be very bad. And I really hope we see him like as a cameo in Secret Wars or King Dynasty or something. If they kill off OB, I'm just gonna lose it. Especially they do it off the season they introduced him. I forget the name of the actor, but definitely he needs to come back. And I have not heard a negative comment ever about him. So definitely think he could be really great for more diving into this character, so we can really see who really is OB. Like, one, OB's job. We know what his job is, basically. And it's so funny, it's comedically where, oh, you were my last visitor, when he's talking to Mobius, and Mobius cannot remember OB's name, and he cannot remember how long it's been since he's come down here. And what, it's kind of like that kid, like you're an adult and you'll go see your niece and nephew, you can't get remember their name. You're like, yeah. And it's just really sad, but it's so good for comedic relief. So that was absolutely fun. And yeah. And the time travel stuff. Now, I'm getting back to this, but the fact that we see Sylvie and the fact that Sylvie sometime in the future will come back and come looking for Loki, then yeah, that's sort of funny. And the Sylvie post-credit scene is really heartwarming because when she says, I want everything to that McDonald's employee, she's saying she wants everything because she wants to see people happy. Because as a kid, she never had that happiness that general children would get. So it's very heartwarming. Now here's another theory that people have pointed out. They think that General Dogs is somehow like an older Sylvie, but General Dogs clearly fought during the multiversal wars, and with the whole time travel stuff, it's kind of hard to tell, like, when was the multiversal? Like, it was kind of the beginning of time, but it was also kind of the end of time. Like, how she knows what the end of time is before Loki even tells them. And the fact that her and X5, like, X5 clearly knows what the end of time, and they say in the show, they mother suddenly bond. And yeah, I definitely think the actress has pulled off a good job. Like, I know she's from Game of Thrones and played a really interesting character on that show. And honestly, in my opinion, she's more intriguing in this show. And we're going to get a bigger reveal. If not by the end of the season, it's definitely going to be by Kang Dynasty. Or if that gets canceled, it's going to be definitely by Secret Wars. We're going to know what General Dogs is really planning. Especially when she, like, sees a whole, like, battalion. She basically sends 1 billion soldiers after Sylvie. And I definitely think this is what's actually going to happen. Now, I think General Dogs is being set up to be this season's main villain, where it's going to be a race to get to Sylvie for, between Loki and Morbius and General Dogs and X5. Now, I don't think that General Dogs is an older Sylvie, but I actually think that General Dogs is Kang's mom, and I'll go later in another video why I think that. And when you see the full picture, I think you'll understand. And yeah, and definitely can't wait to see what's ahead for Morbius, Loki, and all main characters, and can't wait to see Victor Timely, aka Kang, and Twin Slayer, and see what's going on with their story. Yeah, and definitely. And I also think this episode was great. I hope the season will reflect that. And honestly, this was a huge change because the people behind the scenes have changed. Like, there was a director that left from season 1, and at least being able to pull off the first episode is great. Hopefully they'll be able to pull off the rest of the season. And although it does seem that Loki may not be as popular as season 1, like season 2 may not be as popular as season 2, should I say. And so hopefully it will get more popular. Hopefully a lot of people are watching. I would think that. Now, I honestly think, like, Marvel and Star Wars are in some big trouble. And I definitely think the fact that we had Ahsoka, which seemed to be basically the whole savior, kind of Star Wars right now. Or it was kind of like saving Star Wars. It was bringing the fans back, basically. It does seem that Ahsoka has become a lot popular since its debut. Now, the least numbers yet. So I think Loki could be a similar thing. But the thing with Loki is it's a shorter season. So, I'm trying to say my opinion. They could have done Ahsoka season 1 in less than 8 episodes. Maybe like 5 or 6. maybe even less. Because, yeah, I'll make a video about that too, but definitely cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. And I will post some theories, make some new videos. I cannot wait to see you in the next one.